All right, we're moving on to new business now, disposal of surplus personal property. Tim or Kevin, what do you want to?
Tim, please address this for the board.
Yes, you had included in your packet a list of the surplus computer equipment that we have and the surplus building equipment. These lists were generated by Mr. Connors and Mr. Hatchie, along with Mr. Kosterock from Airmark. They've gone through this and held back items in the computer area that where we have parts that we can use for replacements and things like that. In the building equipment, they've also held back items such as carpeting and things of that nature that can be used as replacements in case something needs to be replaced. These are the items beyond that they really don't feel that we need. The building equipment item, there are a lot of school districts when they're going to sell something like this, they advertise it on the Illinois Association of School Business Officials website, because obviously as business officials who are in charge of the majority of the purchasing in districts, they'll go to that website to see what other school districts are have for sale in that. So my recommendation would be that we put those items on that website for sale. And the computer equipment, one of the things that was talked about is to give that computer equipment to the Patrons Council as an example. A lot of these computers are usable, they're just 10 years old and they've been replaced. If we give it to an organization like that, they can then sell it, and then that money obviously comes back to the district. Through the money that they donate to the district. It's just one of the options, but it was something that we used in a prior district that I was in, and it worked very well.
What obligation do we have, Tim, to dispose of the computers? Do we have to clean the hard drives, certainly?
Yes, yeah, they clean the hard drives. So if they're giving these computers to the Patrons Council, they would just be blank computers.
And if another district bought these, I mean, these are oldies but goodies, Pentium 4s, but these are usable computers to other institutions?
Yes. Or
not as much other institutions as much as maybe somebody's looking to have a startup computer for a child, and the patrons might be able to use this as a fundraiser to help generate funds for the Patrons Council.
Yeah, and I think next year Microsoft's not even going to support XP, but so that'd be their deal, not ours.
So Tim, on the new and used items, you're going to put on this Illinois website, right? On the back page?
On the building equipment, yes.
Yeah, okay. Let me ask you something right now, Michael. Mike, didn't we, I know for the when we're doing the construction, we put some on eBay. We sold it through eBay. So what I'm going to say is give this a while. If it doesn't go, then I would throw it up on eBay, because I know we sold some stuff out of eBay.
Okay. What about, besides the Patrons Council, our elementary schools, not just the public schools, the parochial schools? Why don't we give them a chance to bid on this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Could we make an effort to do that? Contact them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, St. Louis, I know, has their own laptops 5 through 8.
There's other schools besides St. Louis.
So is step one, we're approving this equipment to be surplus?
Right.
And then step two is the board wanting to direct the administration to offer it in places and come back to us and with something, or what are you suggesting, John?
Just so the kids in our district get benefit from this. Not that the Patrons Council is not a good way to do it, but
just make sure we look at other avenues.
Contact the principals of all the elementary schools and tell them we've got the surplus. Is there any way that, you have to think about how you do this, but I think it's
I think we can handle it.
Yeah.
Tim, was this valued in our inventory?
These items, no.
They were not part of the count?
No.
Okay.
Right,
because they had no value?
Pardon?
Because they would have had no value for the inventory?
Yes.
Well, I'm just wondering about the...
But I mean, we still keep track of them even if they're fully depreciated on our inventory, don't we?
Well, I think these were items that are in storage somewhere that weren't picked up on the appraisal.
Oh, there's a
Because they're
secret storage
considered-
room.
That's what,
That's why we're
that's why I'm
asking.
asking. So, like, the new items that were listed here, the lights and the fixtures and those types of things, they were not counted in the physical inventory.
No.
Is there any more storage that wasn't counted?
And you're saying the computers, all
The
these
only
computers were
storage
not?
room is downstairs, down over that way.
I have two questions, Tim. One is, well, that ain't, Gary asked one, but who's gonna clean the hard drives? I mean, you bought cyber risk insurance, but they have to be, we have to have somebody clean it here, a service, before we donate them to somebody.
Yeah, it would have to be done by our tech department.
They're able
Mike
to do
Connors
it?
and his
So
group.
we incur a cost for it.
And then the second thing is, I think I asked this, the 1,000 feet of maple base and wall cabinetry, was that like in the classrooms and stuff? That's a lot.
It's
Is it linear?
cubic feet, so it's not.
Oh, it's cubic
not linear,
feet.
it's
Oh,
cubic, so
I
that.
thought it was linear feet. Okay.
All right, any other questions? If you guys can come back with.
I do have a
if
question.
We got rid of this, where this all went to, when we get rid of
We're gonna
I
do
have a
this.
question about how the conversation with Patrons Council and how that even came about in this proposal.
There has been no conversation, that's just a suggestion that Tim was bringing forward that he did at a previous district. Right now, all that we're bringing forward to the board is that we acknowledge our surplus and approve that we can discard it. And then we were just coming up with other ways to either get it to the grammar schools or to the Patrons Council as a fundraiser, or we could leave it out in front and people can take it. I mean, we haven't formalized any plan.
But you will dispose of the surplus personal property by public or private sale in a manner in which best interest of the district.
Right. So no formal plan has been put in place.
Okay.
So the Patrons Council was an idea, the other
Schools.
schools in the
Schools.
district is an
Right.
idea.
Right.
If anyone else has any ideas, if we authorize this surplus equipment, section 1, 2, and 3 will be read, and that'll be the direction in general as to what the administration should do to get rid of it.
And Mike is clarifying, right? Doesn't the statute say we have to try to sell them before we can donate them or throw them out? Tim, that's what the resolution says.
Yeah, the resolution came from Todd. We do not have to, can't sell them on eBay. We don't have to go back and try and sell them to the public because they in essence paid for them. We can dispose of them, you know, in whatever manner we feel is appropriate.
All right, any other questions?
But
Should we say by public or private sale or donation?
I don't think the law
But
says you have to.
was that question answered? Are we going to try to sell them first? Is that what we're saying? That
Right, that's why number 1 says that it should be by public or private sale in the best interest of the district. Number 2 says if such property remains unsold, the superintendent may dispose of it in a manner which is in the best interest of the district,
okay.
which would then be, I would say, donation. And if not, then it brings up number 3.
Number 3 is going to be.
Number 3 is how we're going to report it.
Okay. All right.
All right, any other questions?
Does the motion okay as is?
Yeah,
Tim,
that's-
Yeah.
No.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, all right,
We have an board attorney.
Should I read the motion?
yeah. We have the board attorney, yes. Read them.
Everyone's okay?
He put the motion together.
All right.
Whereas the superintendent has recommended and the Board of Education has determined that certain surplus personal property listed on the attached Exhibit 1, surplus personal property, belonging to the district is no longer needed for school purposes and should be sold, and whereas the Board of Education has determined that the sale of the surplus personal property in accordance with Section 10-22.8 105 ILCS 5/10-22.8 at a public or private sale is in the best interests of the district. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education, Riverside, Brookfield High School District 208, Cook County, Illinois, as follows. Section 1, that the superintendent is hereby authorized to dispose of the surplus personal property by public or private sale in a manner which is in the best interest of the district. In the event that Section 2, in the event that any such property remains unsold, the superintendent may dispose of it in a manner which is in the best interest of the school district. Section 3, the superintendent shall report to the board the item sold, the buyer, and the amount received for each item.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by who? Second?
John King.
John King, seconded, okay. Any other discussion?
Yeah.
Just for
This-
clarity,
this-
this resolution is written the way the law says. We have to try to sell it first, and if we can't, then you
Yeah.
can do what you want, right?
Yeah.
So if the community members are interested in this list is on the internet right now?
It is in the board packet under the Board of Education tab, meeting, board packet. These items are listed in that document.
And if somebody sees something on the list that they want to, if they get a hold of Tim,
Yes. I will have Tim put together
On the website.
a document that only on our website, but we can maybe advertise in the local newspapers, the items that are of surplus that we're willing to sell. And put a process in there so people can reach out to Tim.
Okay, any other questions? Mary Ann?
Mr. Moon?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Mr. Welch?
Yes.
Mr. Goodchick?
yes.
Ms. Ruska?
Yes.
Dr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Cindy?
Yes.